Right lads, so this is question 5 on that second sample paper that we've been working through. Just to recap on this question for the guys who are missing. So we have a traffic cone and they wanted us to complete the white portion of the traffic cone because it wasn't in the plan. So that's the radius there. If we were looking down on top of it, it'd be in this position, so we projected that width down so that we could see it. Okay, and we repeated the same thing then for the bottom part of the white element of the cone, or the white sticker. Brought it down and rotated it around. Okay, so that was drawing our plan of the white portion. Then they wanted us to draw a development of the white portion of the traffic cone. Okay, so what I said to you was, if we just deal with drawing a full development of the cone shape, then we'll be able to find that white portion. So what we did was we extended up the extreme elements here of our cone to find the actual overall cone shape. Then I got that distance L1. I'll zoom in here so you can see a little bit better. So I got that distance L1, which is the length of the extreme generator, and swung it there anywhere. Okay, you can swing it anywhere on the page. Then we wanted to find the full length of the development for that one cone. So we divided our cone up in our plan view into 12 equal parts. Okay, and we can label it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, and back to 1. So I got that distance between the generators because it's the same all the way around, and I stepped it off 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way around, and making sure when I go to 12 I'm not finished, I have to go back to 1. Otherwise I'd only be doing a development around as far as here and forgetting this section. Okay, so once I did that, I could draw the outline of my total development. Right, after that then we wanted to divide up our cone to find the white section. So if you imagine, here's the elevation of one cone. Okay, so we would have a circular base or a round base. So I got that distance of that generator, that extreme generator, that length, and I swung an arc from that same apex. Then I get this extreme generator, and I was able to swing that distance from there. And that gave me the outline of my white portion, which is all I was looking for. And then just because we had time in class, I just got that distance and swung it there just to show the entire development of that cone. Okay, question. We didn't get onto that in class, but you'll be working through it now with this video as a guide. So, in this question, they are telling us, tell you my stuff up here guys. So, we've got the image of a basketball and a bowling ball. You can just about see them there. Okay, I'll bring a light over just to give it a little bit more light there. So we've got a basketball and a bowling ball, and they're in contact with each other, and that they're resting on the floor, so both of them are sitting on the floor. The plan and incomplete elevation of the ball are shown. So here's our basketball, and here's the plan of the bowling ball, but it's not shown in elevation. So the first thing is complete the elevation of the bowling ball. So the center of the bowling ball doesn't change position. Okay, we're going to bring that straight up. That's our bowling ball, brought straight up. Okay, and the radius of that doesn't change either. So I'll get the radius of my bowling ball, and I'll step it off from, because it's resting on the ground, it says that, so it's resting on the floor. So that radius, I've now marked it off. That's the center of my bowling ball, and I can swing my circle there to represent that bowling ball. Okay, and they want to complete the elevation, so technically, if you imagine that bowling ball is situated in front of the basketball, so it might be hard to do this on camera, but we're going to have a heavy line running around the outside of the basketball. It's not really showing up, but in here will be hidden detail. Okay, so that's a hidden detail line in there technically. Right, so that's part A done, or part 1. Show the plan and elevation of the point of contact between the basketball and the bowling ball. Okay, so as we know, when two spheres are in contact with each other, they touch at one point only. At the moment, we can see that it's crossing in this view and crossing this view, so it's not going to give us our point of contact. What we're going to do is, I'm going to rotate this ball around so that it's resting along the same axis. Okay, so if you imagine this ball rotating to this position, in the elevation it's going to be rotating or moving out like so. And I'll be able, when I have those two circles in contact, I'll be able to find the point of contact, and then I can bring it down into the views that I have currently. So first off, using this center as my center of rotation, I'm going to rotate that around until, like I said, it's in line with the axis. Okay, so I'll just draw this lightly. You don't have to draw the sphere, or the small sphere in this position, but I'll just draw it just to kind of give you the visualization of what's going on. So we've moved that ball into that position. Okay, you just need to bring the center. Then I'm going to project it up, similar to what I did earlier. Okay, the radius will actually stay the same. So I can step up that radius. We'll see here, that is just an outline of that sphere again. Okay, to find the point of contact between two spheres, I join their centers. Okay, so here now is my POC between this sphere and this one here. Okay, I need to find that in plan also. So it's just right there, my POC. Right, so that's it with that sphere that I've rotated into that position. So now we'll work in reverse. We're going to rotate it down onto the sphere that we're actually dealing with. So using the big sphere as my center, I'll rotate that down. And once again, I can join the center of the spheres. So right in there is going to be the real point of contact. And I'll bring that up. And bring that across. So I brought that up, back up here, and brought it across, and that is the actual point of contact between the sphere and the bowling ball. Okay, so I rotated this sphere into that position and found it here. Okay, and then I'm rotating my point of contact down and around. So I'm going up, down, and back up again. Okay, so that's my solids in contact question. Then on to this question here. It's a rotations question. So they're asking us, telling us, shown below is the elevation of the traffic cone. Rotate the cone about point O until A reaches L1. So they're asking us, or they're telling us that this is the center of rotation. Everything is going to rotate with this as the center, and we're going to rotate until A hits this line. So first of all, I'm going to find A hitting that line. So rotate it down. So that's my new A. Okay? About A1. Now I'm actually going to label all these other points A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. And I'm going to rotate all of those also. So start with B. Using O as my center of rotation for all these points. Rotate everything. Quite a few points to rotate here. Kind of more complicated than it needs to be for a rotations question, but that's the nature of mock questions. Okay, so everything rotated around. Now, distance from A to B won't change. Neither will the distance from A to C, A to D. It's all the same, just move to this position. So I can use A as my anchor position. A to B. And here's B coming down, and I'll swing from A1 onto that line. That's forming my new B. We call that B1. I'll do the same, A to C, swing it on to C. A to D, and here's D rotating around, so it's hard to follow. There, that's my D. Just make sure we make a mark in it and call it D1, C1. Okay, I'm just going to pause the video here and skip ahead until we finish. So here I found all my points, so it's just a matter of joining the points up. So A joins to B, so I can join A to B. B joins to C, D and E, so I can go from E there to B, and that will double check that all those other points are correct. Same with I through to A. And F joins through to H. It's H there. G joins to O, so G1 to O. And just finish that off. And draw my white stripe then. Okay, so that is A rotated over and then finding all my points after. Okay, so question 5 on that paper completed there.